Hi guys, Justin Moles with the Moles Group.
Danielle Cashin with the Moles Group. There's been a lot of buzz around the NAR settlement that recently dropped a couple weeks ago, and we just wanted to highlight a few of the things and how it impacts sellers and buyers. Today, Justin's going to touch on the sell side if you're looking to sell your home and what it means to you in the coming months.
Yeah, so as you guys have seen, the NAR settlement was about $418 million, covering any brokerage that does less than $2 billion in sales volume annually. So anyways, with all that said that you see in the media, concessions really haven't changed. They say realtors are, the commissions have changed forever. Really, what nothing's changed. There can still be seller concessions. We're still waiting because it's all under, the NAR settlement's all under court approval. So we have a little bit of time to find out if this is all validated and it moves through and how it will develop over time. But we believe that it'll just be a simple phone call before you show any property that, hey, what are the concessions? So sellers can still give concessions, which has always been somewhat of the baseline of the real estate transaction. With that said, there's three scenarios. There is, if you have a buyer broker, which we'll get into our next video, and let's say a standard price of $1 million to make it easy, you can offer that $1 million, and if you're at 2.5% with the buyer would pay that compensation, okay? Now let's say we go out and we have a buyer and it's a $1 million property, and we have a buyer broker, but they're offering seller concessions. We could write $1,025,000 because 2.5% of $1 million is $25,000. The seller concession is coming back, so that $25,000 is getting credited back through net proceeds, and you're back to $1 million, right? And the seller is covering that. Or in another situation, we could have $975,000, right? And offer $975,000. Well, that's $25,000 below the asking price, but the net proceeds would be the same because the buyer with that buyer broker agreement would owe $25,000 to the buyer's agent, and the seller would still have the remaining net proceeds because they're not offering any concession. So really, in the essence of it, nothing really changes. It's just going to take due diligence on every time we show a property. We're going to have to be transparent with our buyers and tell them, hey, these are the concessions. This is what they're offering. This is what they're not offering. This is what you're responsible for if we proceed forward with this property. So it's all transparency.
And also, just so you know, coming July of 2024, agents will not be able to put the cooperative broker commission, what the sellers would be willing to give to the buyer's agent, that will no longer be public information. What that means is that we're gonna have to pick up the phone to talk with the listing agent to see, if they're going to offer any compensation, what that looks like. And, ultimately there is gonna be a need for an executed buyer broker agreement. Stay tuned for our next video next week, which talks about how this settlement impacts on the buy side. Bye.